Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. And tonight we're going to do a video which is going to be a follow-up of a video I did a couple weeks ago talking about net result soccer. What do you need to get into the game? So tonight is going to be net result soccer. How the heck do you play this game? So had a couple requests to do another video, kind of a slow play video just to show how the game is played. There are other videos out there, so if you're interested and want to know a little bit deeper dive into how the heck to play the game, I'll post these in the comments below. But there's Net Result Soccer NRS 101, 201, custom card set overview. Those are the three main videos that you can look at that kind of talk about a deep dive into the cards, the ratings, and the differences between the rules, the base rules, and the custom card sets that I create. As a reminder, I did not invent this game. I didn't create the game. David Troppins did. I've kind of taken up the mantle for creating the sets, and really that's through the time of me playing the game, playing for years and doing this, and making some basically modifications, some what are they, house rules on how I wanted to deal with a few different things. And so I've incorporated those into the cards that I was playing, and ultimately those cards are now the ones that I make public. So important that when you're reading the rules that you get the changes to the rules additional document, which all those are on my website. You can see that. And the rules aren't that bad. There's like 3 pages, and the changes to the custom sets another page to 2 pages. So it's not a lot. One of the things I will tell you, if you're looking at how the heck to play this game, you will pick up this game after you play it a couple times. I got the game sets back 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and started playing. By about the third game, you've got a good groove on it. So give yourself a little bit of grace, give yourself some patience with it. You'll figure it out. It's a really good game. It's a good soccer game. It kind of reminds me a bit of hockey because the way it plays, it's back and forth a lot, especially when you start going really fast, how I can play. But give it a chance and you'll see. So tonight what we're going to do is a little bit of overview of the cards and the ratings. We're going to look at the flipper, the Andy Lewis flipper that I recommend to people. Then we'll play a little bit and see how all these ratings play out. First thing, the last video showed you where the card sets are, where the rules are. Now you've got them, you download them, you've cut them out, you have them ready to go. But what do you do? So let's look at some of these cards. And I'm going to zoom in here. And hopefully I can zoom in. And we're going to focus on Saka's card, which will be over here, and that's okay. Let me move him to the middle. There we go. So we're going to look at Saka's card. He has a little bit of everything. The game I set up to play a little bit of slow play is Arsenal versus Manchester City from last year. I'm not going to play the full thing, just play a few minutes of it. But the card breakdown, you have the team and the season, you have the position that they play. The recommendation, don't have to do it. It's all kind of random, but the recommendation is put your defenders in the 1, 2, 3, 4 slots and move up the field from there to where your forward is in the 10 spot up here. So you go defense, D mids, mids, attack mids, and forwards, 1 to 10. So his position's there. That on rating is a 1 to 100, and that's the chance that when he takes a shot, it's going to be on target. That will be modified by the keeper's roll. And you can see on Raya down here, he's a -4. So when you have a roll for a shot, if the shot happens, is it going to be on target? Well, you have to roll against that rating, add or subtract the goalie's on rating. So that's how that works, 1 to 100. The goal rating. Is this shot going to beat the keeper or not? So a goal rating is another 1 to 100 roll. And then you're going to adjust that 1 to 100 roll based on the rating for the player. So for Saka, it's a -8. So he did not score. He scored below average on his shots on target versus the league. So by 8%. You can look at Yorkers here. He was +27. So he was very, very good on his shots on target. They went in a lot. So Saka's a little bit below average. That number, the 1 to 100 adjusted by the goal rating, will be compared to a goalie's rating, which you'll see down here, and that will fall into one of these columns. The endurance, EN is endurance. That's going to tell you whether you need to sub or they're tired. That will be, I'll show you on the flipper when that comes up, and you'll compare that to what minute you're in the game. The card, that is what kind of card a player can get, what he can get. There's going to be a few options. One's going to be yellow. That's a straight one. If he gets a card, it's a yellow. If it's a yellow star, that means he had a game or more than one game where he picked up 2 yellow cards and red carded out. So yellow star would mean that. And then you can have players that had a straight red, and they'll have a number with a red. That number, let's say it's, I don't have anyone on the field right now that has that, but that number, let's say it's a 12 red. You would compare that 12 to a 1 to 100. If it's a 1 to 12, it's red card. 13 or above, it's a yellow card. The D rating is the defense rating to see if he prevents a shot attempt from happening when he's the defender. The foul rating is a rating that compares when a player, an attacker, rolls into one of these ranges here, these foul ranges. If what he rolls into is higher than this rating, it's not a foul. So let's say I roll in a foul 1, he's a foul 4. That would be a foul. He's a foul 4 against a foul 4, that's a foul. But if he rolled into foul 5, it wouldn't. Looking at that again, let's look at Trossard, who's next to him. If Saka rolls a 26 to 27, that would be a foul 1. You would compare that to the defender. Let's say Trossard's the defender, that's a foul 1, that's a foul. So he is going to commit the foul on all of these, on the foul 1. The foul 5 would commit on all these. So he's going to commit on the foul 1. There can be a foul 0. Those are ones that players that commit very few fouls. A foul 2, 24 to 25, would not be a foul because it's higher than that rating. Foul 4, foul 5, same thing. If the attacker's foul number, not rating, but range, if that number is higher than the defender's foul number, then it's not a foul. Okay? So that's the top part of the card. Then the bottom part's all the readings, all the ratings that happen. The corners start first, 11 to something, and 11 is always a corner. There is a house rule that I play with that is a plus-minus rule. I'm not going to explain that now, but if you want to know more about it, you can look at the Delphi forum, and there's some stuff on the website. An 11 is always going to be a corner. Anything above that, so for Saka, for example, a 12 and a 13, so 11 to 13, 12 and 13 would be compared to the defensive team's corner kick defense. So it's a 1 to 100, and you check. If it's a 1 to 72, he prevents it. But anything higher than that would be a corner kick. Okay, so that number will be compared to the corner kick defense. If the roll is higher, then it is a corner. Here's all your foul. That's a straight foul, 14 to 21. It's a foul. Here's the possible fouls. Here's the PK. Again, that PK number is going to be checked against. The PK will have a 1 to 100 that you're going to check against the defensive team PK defense. Arsenal did not allow a penalty last year, so their PK defense is 101. The roll check is a 1 to 100, so they will not give up a penalty. That's just how I have it. If you want to have that slight possibility, you can make it where a roll of 100 is a penalty. I don't have that, but that could be up to you. And then you have your offsides rolls. One of the biggest things to remember in this game, though, is the split rating. So the split rating here allows you to get more granular, allows me to get more granular with the ratings. So Saka's offside number is a 31 to 33, 7. On that, a 31 and a 32 will be an offside. A 33, you're going to check a 1d10 to see if it's in that range or not. On a 1 to 7, it would be offside. On an 8, 9, or 10, it wouldn't. So that's how that would work, and you'll see. I'll show you that on the flipper where you see that number. Same thing for penalty. If the PK, if it's a 28 to 1 to 4, then it could be a penalty. Check against the defense. 5 and above, it's not. Shot number works the same thing. If this is a potential shot, then the defender has a chance to stop it. I'll show you that. P plus means the team keeps offensive advantage and they have a bonus to their shots if a shot happens while they're in P plus. I'll show you where you find that as well. P star means they just keep possession. They don't have an offensive advantage. They just have possession for the next roll, and they continue that until they lose it. So a P plus and a P star, you continue in that range until you lose it, meaning a foul, a shot stop, or a defensive action. Those all can lose it. A P, one of the big things to remember, a P is just a pass. It's just normal. It's possession. It's nothing. A P means nothing happened. So in soccer, there's a lot of time. Each one of these rolls is about approximately 21 seconds. So in that 21-second time frame, nothing happened. Your defensive rolls. If the defender comes up and the roll is a 68, there's a possible card. A takeaway, that's a tackle or an interception. I combine those two. IS means that they stole it, they intercepted it, and they have a chance for a shot. You'd go through your shot procedure at that point, and then a defensive P. One of the discussion points we've had online is on a defensive P, what do you do? There's nothing specifically in the rule. It's a P, but in the rule book, rule sheets. But the prevailing thought is on a defensive P, treat that as a missed tackle, and the other team gets to have possession on the next roll. So in this case, Manchester City has the ball. The roll, they're attacking, they have the ball. The roll is a 82, we'll say. That falls into his P range. That's a missed tackle. Manchester City gets the ball on the next roll. The bottom two numbers, offensive rating, that's just a rating of how good they are offensively. The amount of goals they'll score in 100 full games of play. So he'll score 2.8 goals a game if he played 100 games. 28 goals in 100 games. Aerial rating, you can do aerial battles. I'll show you that on the roll, and then some stats on the bottom. So that's it for the offensive players. The goalies have a few columns. The on adjustment we talked about. If a shot is on target or not, you're going to check that. A PK adjustment. So when someone's taking a penalty kick, you're going to roll 1 to 100. And if the penalty kick taker's number adjusted by the goalie is less than or equal to that roll, then it's a goal. So Saka's 100. He made all his penalty kicks. And Raya is a 0. So he's going to make every one. But let's say the penalty kick adjustment is a minus 20. Then a 1 to 80 would be the penalty kick goal. And a 81 to 100 wouldn't be. The card for the goalkeeper, if he had a card, that's going to be the same thing as the offensive player. It's going to be yellow star, or red. And how many games they played. If a shot against that goalie is on target, it's going to be red from this column. If it's off target, it's going to be red from this column. Really easy. A counter means they get to keep possession on the next roll. So on a 1 to 32, Arsenal's going to get the ball on the next one. 33 to 54. That can be one of two things. It's an open roll, so the next roll is going to be based on your possession number, or I do an aerial battle there. So the flipper will have two players that can compare the aerial rating. The highest one wins. If it's a tie, I give it to the home team. If the goalie had a sister in the year, there'd be a P+. Same as the offensive player. They get to have the ball with the offensive advantage. If they had a card, if there was an own goal, if he's fouled, if he got fouled at all, that would fall in that range. If a team is really bad on defense, a rebound shot, so that means a shot happened, it falls into the goalie's rebound shot rating. And then that means the team that took that shot gets to have another shot attempt. Not necessarily a shot attempt. It could still be stopped by the defense on the next roll. Injury, if that happens, there's an injury, you can check the second defense column to see, or you can check however you want to do that in the flipper to see if it's on the home team or away team. There's a couple different ways you can do that, even odd numbers or so forth, but that's an injury. So a player's going to get hurt, they're out of the game, you have to sub them in. And finally, if a goal. So if a 72 or above on that 1 to 100 that's adjusted for the shooter, if it's there, on target, it's a goal. Off target, same thing, 1 to 64, Arsenal gets the ball. 65 and above, either an open roll or an aerial battle. I play aerial battle. You have the team card with some basic information, their record, how many points they had, what place they came in. The team defense, not really used necessarily. It's just kind of a rating, how good they are defensively. There are some house rules floating around the Delphi forum of how that's being used, but like on free kick, defensive walls, and so forth. How many goals scored, goals allowed. Their corner kick defense, that's an important number. Do they allow corners? The higher the number, the better. They've stopped them, so that 1 to 100 has to be above that. And penalty kick defense, same thing. The higher number, the better. And the home possession, which is a possession number for the league. Important number to have. Okay, so that's all the cards. Go back down here. Let's look at the flipper really quick. So this is Andy Lewis's flipper. I'll put a link to it in the description. There's also a link in the sets that you get on the website and so forth. Keep this. Highly recommend using a flipper for this game because this roll here. This is one roll. All this information can be done in one roll. So important to use a flipper instead of dice because dice is gonna. It's just it'll be a lot. You can. David Tropin's the guy that made the game. He still plays with dice, but I use flippers. So, anyways, possession number. So when you start the game, you look at that home possession number on the team card. It's 11. So you'll go to here before you start the game. It's 1 to 11. We know that home is going to get the ball in a home position roll of 1 to 11, which is hidden on this, but it'll show up here. Did a minute get added to the roll? So again, it's hidden, but on a possession roll of 1 to 4, and 18 to 20 adds a minute. It's a random minute. So it doesn't mean every roll is going to be 21 seconds. You could have 4 or 5 rolls in a row that add a minute, and you could have 20 rolls that don't. So it's all random, and that will add a minute, and the time will automatically increment for you. The sub number is going to be when there's an endurance check. So the way I play that, when an endurance check comes up, if I'm playing as played lineups, I will check whatever team has, whoever that roll goes to. So if it's a roll to the offense, then I'm going to check the offensive player. If it goes to the defense, I'll check the defensive player. The core of your rolls are going to be in these 3 numbers here: the offense, the play, and the defense number. The game is based on challenges. You're going to have an attacker versus a defender. On this roll, the home team, whoever's home, is going to get the ball. And you're going to have an attacker, which is position 7. That's why I say 1 to 10. You can have that position 7. In this case, you won't see it, but Odegaard versus position 3, which is Nunez. The roll is an 88-5. There's where that split rating comes in. Home team's attacking, but the number is a defensive roll. Anything 68 or above goes to the defense. 88, you'll read that on Nunez's card. That'd be a missed tackle or a P. That's how I played that. You'll check that split rating like we saw with Saka. That split of a 1 to 10 is going to be right in here. There's a second defensive number which you can use as an extra 1d10 whenever something comes up. If a shot happens, it's a roll of 1 to 20 that you'll check against the defender. So again, in this example, Odegaard is shooting against Nunez. The shot stop is a 16. So if Nunez's defensive number is a 16 or below, a 16 or above, he stops that shot from out. It's not a block shot, it's a prevented shot. Anything that below that, it's going to be a shot. After that, if it is a shot, you move on to is it on target? You take that number, you take that number and compare it to the shooter's on rating adjusted by the goalie's on adjustment. If that adjusted number for the shooter is higher than the on rating, it's going to be on target. If not, it's off. So this case, we saw Saka was a 37 and Raya was a -4. That's a 33. That would be an off-target shot because that number is higher. If the shot is on target, then you go to the keeper. Even on or off, you go to the keeper card. This is going to be what the keeper roll is. If it's on target, read from the left column, off target from the right column. If a possible corner kick or possible penalty kick comes up, this is your check against the team's defensive number there. This number has to be above those numbers for it to happen. So Arsenal's a 72 on a corner kick defense, a 1 to 72, they stop it. And remember, they're 101 on penalty kicks. So I said corners on the first one, penalty kicks this one, they'll stop them. Aerial battles, that's when that P comes up the normal comes up on a keeper card. And then here's your penalty kick shot. It's an extra 1 to 100 if you want to use that too. Home possession, plus minus, again, that's a customization that you can use. It keeps track of plus minus ratings for players. And here's really the table that you need. Corners, if you're home, you get a plus 20 on the goal. If you're on the road, you get plus 10, neutral, plus 15. fouls on a shot on a foul, +10, +5, or +8. If it's a P plus, you're +20, like a corner, +20, +10, +18 on a neutral. But also that 98 means if you roll a 98 or above on that on rating, on roll, it's on target. For the road, it's 100 and a neutral 99. P star, there's no difference. Okay, that's quickly going through all these ratings. Now let's play a little bit and see how this kind of works. Okay, you see my team cards are there. I have the roller here. I'm going to reset the roller. Let's see if this works without blowing anything out. One thing you'll notice, if that first roll comes up, the time's already gonna roll for you here. You have to determine who you want to have the opening kickoff. What I could do, or what I would say, is you could use the second defense number. Even goes to the home, odd goes to away. However you want to do it. I'll say I'll try that. So odd is going to be away. The away team's going to, or you can just do an open roll. Up to you. However you want to do the opening kickoff. For this example, the away team has the ball. A minute happened, so we moved to 2. You're going to check the away team's offensive player who's position 7, that is Semenyo here, versus the defensive player 5. The number you're checking is a 26 with a 7 split. If it's a 68 or above, you check the defender. 11 to 67, you check the offensive player. So the 26-7. So right away, we look on Semenyo. That 26 falls into the shot range. So this is going to be a shot. Actually, I should probably change the possession. That's what it's supposed to be. It's going to be a shot possibility. The defender is 5, Zubamende. His defensive rating is a 12. Is the shot stopped? So again, who gets the play? Who are you reading this off of? 11 to 67, offense. 68 or above, defense. So we're looking at the offensive player. What are you looking at? 26-7. It's in his shot rating. The defender is now checked to see if it's a shot or not. Zubamendi's a 12. That number is a 6. He stops it because his defensive rating is equal to or higher than the shot rating. The shot is stopped. And that's the end of that play. It's over. You go to the next play. Nobody gets possession on the shot stop. It's an open possession. So you click roll. Again, that minute happened. Away team's going to get it. It's the offensive 4 versus defensive 10. What do we check here? 11 to 67, offense. 68 or above, defense. So it's a 53. O'Reilly, 53, that's a P. Offensive Ps mean nothing happens. The next roll is going to be an open roll. If they aren't in P plus or P star. This is just straight P. We play the next roll. Minute again. See, it's 3 rows in a row. We checked a minute off. I'm going to have a time where there's a bunch of rolls and nothing will happen. But home team gets it. That's Arsenal position 6, 11 to 67. That means the offensive team gets it. So we'll check that. That's Declan Rice. 48-10, P. A lot of P's are going to happen. So again, there's a lot of time in soccer where nothing happens. P. Move on to the next roll. Really easy. The away team gets it. City has it. Position 9, that's Jeremy Doku. 21-2. And that falls into his foul range. So he's fouled. Again, I'm going to reemphasize this, and you'll know it. 11 to 67 offense, 68 above defense, 21 on that offensive player's card is a foul. Who commits the foul? Well, in this case, on my roller, I have randomized fouls. You don't have to do that. In this case, you would say defensive player number 10, Gyökeres, commits the foul. And that's how that happens. So you charge a foul to Gyökeres. It's a free kick to Manchester City. We roll. On this roll, we know because it's a free kick, City's going to get the ball. So the possession doesn't matter here because you know it's going to be for City. So we roll. It says home, but we know City has it. Position 8, Foden. 55-2, P. Free kick is over. We P, we move on. Roll. Away, the minute goes. That's now in the 5th minute. 46-9, so it's an offensive player's card. Position 4, Timber. It's a P. So a lot of P's so far in this game. What you do by setting up your lineup, however you set your cards up, you will very quickly, train your eye to look at 4, I know, oh, that goes here. And 9, that goes here. Your eye will get trained within a few games to know exactly where to look pretty quickly based on how you set your cards up. I recommend if you're printing and cutting or if you're using the business card format, get those sheets, the plastic business card sheets that you can insert 10 cards in. So there's your players, 5 on top, 5 on the bottom. Put your goalie on the side and your team card on the side, you're ready to go. Okay, next roll. Away team gets it. 48-9. So we haven't had a defensive roll yet, but that's okay. Offensive player 5, that's Rodri, a 48 P. Away team again for Nico O'Reilly, 61 P. So far a lot of P's, and that's going to happen. There's going to be times where you don't get a lot of action. These two teams are going to battle it out with each other. They're kind of playing to a stalemate at this point. Now, home team gets it. Offense 2, that's going to be Gabriel, who's a 22-10. So here we check, it's in a foul 2. So that 22 for Gabriel Magalhaes, and Gabriel is in his foul 2. So what do? You check the defensive player in position 4, which is O'Reilly. What's his foul number? His foul number is a 4, which is higher than or equal to or higher than the 2. That's a foul. So Magalhaes is fouled by O'Reilly, free kick to Arsenal. That's how that foul number is going to check. Roll it again. We know it's a free kick, so we don't have to worry about that. Position 2 is Magalhaes again, 42-3. P. Nothing happens on the free kick. Still haven't had any defensive rolls yet. This one's open, away. So position 5, Rodri, 16-10. He's fouled. That's a straight foul rating right there. Zubamende creates the foul or commits the foul. Free kick to City. Reindeers. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. I always call them reindeers. He's in position 6, 63. That's a P. Home team, position 9, Saka, 27, 27-9. That's a foul 1 rating. Check the defender, who is Foden. His rating's a foul 2. That's a foul. So you can see how this gets going pretty quick. When you play the game, you'll know a P just happens. You move, you go to the next roll, and you move, and things kind of add up. I want to get a shot here. It's a free kick. Yorkeris is a 65, so that's a P. Still haven't had a defensive roll. Away 9, Doku, 27-8. That's a foul 5. So he rolls 27. There's no split on those foul numbers, so it's a foul 5. Check against Saliba, who's a 2. His 2 is less than that foul number, so it's not a foul. It's just a P. So we play open roll. I'm going to roll some here. There we go. Okay. Just to get this going, the away team, but the roll is a 76. So a 68 or above goes to defense. City has the ball, but we're reading off the defensive player 4, which is Timber, 76. That now is a takeaway. He gets the ball, takes it away. Arsenal gets the next roll. Offensive player 3, 22. There we go. So 22-5, Calafiori, that is in his shot range. The only time you're going to read this split number is if the highest number in that rating has a split next to it. All the rest of them are full numbers. So a 22 to 32 is going to be a shot or shot attempt. 33 is where you'd read the split. Because of the shot attempt, we're going to check the defense. That's Rodri, who is an 8. You check against the stop, 16. So the 8 is lower. This is going to be a shot. So he gets the shot off. Calafiori, now you check if it's on target. 95 is not a good on target roll. Just saying that right now. You have to compare his 25. Donnarumma is a 0, so it's going to be a 25, but the roll's a 95. That 95 is higher than his on rating, so it's off target. So that shot goes off target. We read 72-5 on his off target range. That means a counter. That means City will get the next roll. Let's twist this a little bit, though. What if the shot's on target? So we go that the shot's not stopped. It is on target. So we'll just say this number is a 15. Now, you're going to check, does he score? The roll is a 72. That's his goal roll against the defense, against the keeper. That 72 is adjusted by the goal number for the shooter. Minus 19, not good. He doesn't score a lot on his shots on target. That knocks that 72 to a 53. The 53-5 will be read on the on range. So if you look at his on range, that's normal. Falls in that normal range. So that's how it works. You read, find it, find what rating, find which range it's in. That's what the play is going to be. You don't have to look up any charts. It just goes that way. If that roll was a 66, then you would check the split. That 5 is higher than the 2, so it wouldn't happen. That split would have had to have been a 5 for this to be for that to count. So remember, the split has to be equal to or less than the player's split for it to actually count. Let's try a few more. We're going to do an open roll here. So what happens on that play? So it was a normal. At that point, I would do an aerial battle. And on the aerial battle, that aerial rating is right over here. Player 2 versus player 2. Megalis is a 2. Vardial is a 0. Arsenal wins that aerial battle. If the aerial rating on the player is for a home team equal to or higher, I play it, equal to or higher, then they win it. So looking at some of these players, Erling Haaland is a 2 in the air. He's very good. Rodri's a 3. He's good. He's really good. The highest number can be a 4, so 3 is very good. You compare that to anyone on Arsenal, their highest is a 2. He's always going to win the aerial battle. But if they're tied, it'll go to Arsenal. Okay, home team gets it. Position 8, Trossard rolls a 24-9. That's going to be a foul 2. Compared against Nunez is a 1. That's a P. That nothing happens. So when nothing happens, it's just a P. We get an open roll. Home team again. Position 8 is Trossard. 33, another shot. So here we go. 33-5 falls into a shot range. What do we do next? When shot range comes up, you check the defender. Defense 7 is Semenyo, who's a 3. The shot stop number is an 18, so he doesn't stop it. That's way higher. The highest defensive player is going to be an 18, so a 19 and 20 is always going to get through. But this is an 18. You have to be pretty good to do that. Arsenal has a few that stop them. City doesn't have any this year. 18 means the shot gets through. Is it on target? Trossard is a 28. Donnarumma is a 0. That means the rating is a 28. It's a 14 on the roll. This shot is on target. So Trossard goes on target against Donnarumma. Now we read the next one, 94. We have to adjust that 94 with the shooter's goal rating, which is +9, which puts him at 103. The highest the goalie is going to be ever, if they don't give any goals, is 101. That's a goal. So that play right there, a goal just happened. Home team gets it. Trossard has it. He rolls into his shot range. The defender is a 3 who doesn't stop it. The shot is on target, and it's in the keeper's goal range. It's a goal. That's how it works. That's how he scores. Remember, a couple adjustments to this goal rating can happen. If you're on a P+, there's your adjustments to the goal rating. If you're on a free kick, which is the next shot after a foul, these can happen. Not the next shot, the next roll after a foul, if it's a shot. And corners, these adjustments happen as well. Those are all adjustments to this keeper roll. Also, on the on roll, if it's in a P+, 98, 99 neutral, 100. Those numbers on that on roll become on target. No adjustment for the player. You just do straight roll. If the straight roll 98, 99, 100, it's going to be on target. That's pretty much it. I think I covered most of the things here. Let's do a couple more. I just want to find something. I'm going to roll some numbers here until I can get there. I want something low. So we're playing through. Now I can't roll low. So, okay, we're just going to say 4. There we go, 12. Okay. Home team has the ball. The roll is a 12-3. Offensive player 1. So remember, 11 to 67, you check offensive player. That's Saliba. 12. That is in his corner range. What's the rule? 11 on this number is always a corner. But if it's in the corner range, you have to check against the defense's corner kick defense to see if they allow it. Teams that don't allow as many corners are going to have a higher corner kick defense. Teams that allow a lot of corners will have a lower one. City is a 60. So you check this number here, the PK corner kick defense check. to 47, City's number is equal to or higher, so they prevent that corner kick from happening. That's how corner kick defense. That's how penalty kick defense works. Same concept. You check the number, it's in that rating. Does the defense allow it or not? Is this number greater than their defense rating? If it is, it happens. But if not, they stop it from happening. That's how you do corners. And again, 11 is always a corner. I think I covered most things here. One thing I do want to cover. So I'm going to roll. I'm not even going to wait to have what happen here. But let's say I roll this number. We're going to say the number is a 72, just for example. And the home team has the ball. So it's Arsenal's ball, 72, defensive player is a 10. So just bear with me on this. We're checking Holland's range down here. It's an IS. IS means it's intercepted, so they get the takeaway, and it's a potential shot. At that point, what you're going to do is Holland is getting a potential shot. He's position 10. Now you'll check this player, which becomes the defense. I know it's confusing, but you have that matchup. You're reading on the defensive card. He now becomes the attacker. This guy now becomes the defender. So position 1. Holland gets a possible shot. Position 1 is at 18 on defense. He prevents it from happening. So it's a takeaway, but no shot. So prevented, now it's a P. You roll it out. If it was a shot, you'd go through the whole shot process as well. That's an IS. One thing that you don't see on here with these players is own goal. So this IS could be an OG. That would be an own goal. And for that, it's almost always, I gotta see if I can find one. Here we go. I'm just gonna put this up here. This player has an own goal 85-2. If the roll is an 85, you would check the split. On a 1 or a 2, own goal. 3 to 10, no own goal. The splits will always be a 1 to 9 number. This number will be a 1 to 10. A 10 means it doesn't happen. So a 10 is higher than the 9. That means that play wouldn't happen. That's how an own goal would work. Another thing. Let's check really quick if I can find a player that has it. Okay, Doku, 68-0. You'll see his card range is 68-0. He was not carded all year, so he doesn't have a chance to have a yellow card. But if you want to have a chance, if you want to work out some house rule that where he could get a card, maybe you check the 1 to 100, and that is, if it's a 1, it's the yellow card, or you check the 1 to 10 if it's a 1, whatever that is. His 68-0 will never happen because that rule is always a 1 to 10. That rule is always going to be higher, so he won't card ever unless you want to make a house rule to do it. So that's why I leave that rating there in case you want to. Most players are going to have a split rating on their card, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4. If it's straight like that and no split, he's going to get carded for Yorkers like that. I think that's it. Hopefully I covered most of the things. It went a little bit longer than I thought I was going to. But if you have any questions, leave it for me on Facebook, the Delphi forums. You can put a comment on this video. There's a lot of people on Delphi forums and Facebook that read the questions and can answer what you have. A lot of people played the game a lot, and some good discussions can happen on there. Give the game a try, play it a few times. You'll see how the flipper works and your ratings work out. But if you have any questions, please ask. And I think that's it, hopefully. If I missed anything, let me know. If you have any more questions, let me know. Wednesday night, it's hot here. Stay safe, stay cool, because we're getting in towards summer. Enjoy the World Cup as that starts tomorrow. And I think that's going to be it. So have a good night. Have a good rest of the week and the weekend. I'll see you guys on the next video. Good night.